Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching Blair and Company. My name is Joshua Blair. And today I have, when I say this guy is like, I call this guy like our generation's Master P because has his hands in everything. He raps, he's a athlete, he's a fashion designer, he is an entrepreneur, he is like a philanthropist. Like this man does everything. Reasons Brown, thank you for coming on the show today.
How you doing? How you doing, Pete? Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you for calling. Thank you for being a part of this. I've been trying to get you on here for it's been a couple of months.
I know, man. Busy, busy, busy.
So today we're just going to be talking about just a little bit about who you are, what brought you to Charlotte, a little bit about your upbringing, some of the projects you have going on, and just what you have going forward as we leave 2020 and go into 2021.
Absolutely sounds good.
Okay, perfect. So tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, who is Reasons Brown.
Reasons Brown, kid from New York. Um, I moved to North Carolina when my dad, he's actually a pastor. So
Mm,
he got a church down here. That's what brought me to North Carolina, actually.
mm-hmm,
Just him and my mom just expanding on their life. And, me and my sister, I got three sisters.
mm-hmm.
So then I went to North Carolina Central after high school. And I was a little distracted trying to find myself. I think that's what it really was.
Mm-hmm.
This whole journey. I think that's really why I call myself Reasons, because I feel like to move forward, you need a reason. Like people need a reason to do what they want to do, and I
Yeah,
feel like I provide that for the people around me or the people I come in contact with. And a lot of times it's based off of my experiences I had with me trying to find myself.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me a little bit how like your family and just some of the people in your life influenced you to do what you're doing so far. Like, how did you get to have like that entrepreneur mindset?
Honestly, it's just you gotta think. My dad's a pastor. You have to run a church to some extent, like a business.
Mm-hmm.
So just seeing how he is able to do that and be successful at it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Actually, watching him do different phases of him growing his church.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. And then my mom, she's a hustler. That's my mom always knows how to get a dollar for sure. So even though um, it might have seemed like a disconnect at times between me and them, like I always subconsciously saw them doing certain things that would impact me now today.
Mm-hmm. So how did that transform into like doing some of the certain things you're doing, like as into we're gonna talk about the fashion first. So what made you interested in fashion and what is the your fashion line that you have?
Actually just seeing like my dad making t-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it was just a way for me try to connect to him. I guess to get into that, but then I actually started liking it for myself. So
Mm-hmm.
it worked out for me. Um, but then it started to expand as I got older and having to have my own sense of style because I didn't always have the latest and up to date things as far as fashion was concerned. So I
Mm-hmm.
had to really be when you're in that predicament or in that situation as an adolescent, you have to be creative to stand out and still be
Exactly.
yourself and still be hip. Like I wasn't always considered fashionable, but
Mm-hmm.
I always stay true to myself, even if you go way back to when before the glow up, as they say. You always see that I'm always myself. Like I've always been who you see. It's just that I think that now it's all right for me. I'm embracing it. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm using it more to influence others to be more of themselves. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah, and I definitely agree. And I feel like that's what fashion ultimately is expressing yourself to who you are and just being creative in that way. Who are do you have like any fashion designers that you looked up to and then you're like, well, I want to get make my brand to be like this person's brand, or I want to make
Um,
it to be like this person's brand.
Damien John, he was
Mm,
definitely like at first I was first starting. I
Mm-hmm.
definitely follow his model of how how he did with food X, Y, and Z. But
Mm-hmm.
as I grew more into the creative side of like, I really wanted to. I was falling in love. I was falling in love with the process.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So as that grew, so did my taste. Like I like Ralph Lauren, but not so. I like him more for the purple label stuff,
Mm-hmm.
or like how his stuff be during Fashion Week. Virgil with Off White.
Mm-hmm.
But also I like people like Ronnie Feig,
Mm-hmm.
that has the Kith brand that's necessarily more about being collaborative and creative. You know what I'm saying? Like using his creativity on something that's already popular, giving his spin on it.
Yeah.
Um, so those are definitely some people that I look into. But also just the people around me, like one of my close friends, Al, Ricky, like which is affiliated apparel and YRD clothing, like they
Mm-hmm.
inspire me, you know what I'm saying? Just to see how they're growing and how they're moving and
Mm-hmm.
things that they want to do with their creativity.
Mm-hmm. And we've had Al on our show like a few months ago, and he's just real cool. I love like his brand and how creative he is. So that was a really good person to point out. Also, so you recently just changed the name of your brand. It used to be called Loose Way, but what is it
Yeah.
going to be called now, moving forward?
Right. We call loose weight clothing, but we're actually changing, rebranding, and calling it articles of reasons.
Mm,
And that's because I'm going to give you more of fashion how I see it in a exclusive manner. It's
mm-hmm,
going to be articles of myself, how my perspective of life through fashion, pretty much. Um, I know we're going to get into it later in the interview, but the event I'm having on next Friday, the Honeycomb Experience, is going to first show my first official article of reasons. Like that's what you can expect from me, along with some of the other things I already do, as far
mm-hmm.
as clothing and hats and things of that nature.
Okay, and where can we find like if we want to go and shop for your clothing? Where can we find that? Like, do you have like a certain website or
The
social media?
website under construction. That's the launch of the website is going
Mm-hmm.
to be the day of the event.
Okay.
So November 13th, but after that is going to be articles of reasons.store.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I'm going to be launching my first pair of pants.
Mm,
Um, okay, so it's the Article 005 Big Fish pant. Because I have made some other articles just to display like the direction I'm going in. But this is actually the first one that is for sale. And we're only gonna make 10 pants. So it's definitely time to lock in.
okay, and also I also had a question regarding like the signature symbol you use for your clothing. So I noticed that you always use a fish on your clothing. What made you want to do that, and what's the symbol behind it?
Actually, the fish is more of a biblical thing. I'm
Mm,
not. Are you familiar with the story of when Jesus used the fish on the rock to feed the masses?
mm-hmm.
I believe that I'm that fish. Like he's using me to inspire everybody that I come in contact with to be who they always want to be. You see what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
believe that's my purpose. So that's why I associated with the fish. But then as I got deeper into researching what fishes symbolize, it symbolizes like growth, learning, a deeper meaning of self. So it's
Mm-hmm.
aligned with how I already felt it from a biblical standpoint, which is
Mm-hmm.
further confirmed that. So a lot of people don't know that, but that's definitely the reason why I call myself the fish. Like I'm the hope, I'm the bridge between you and whatever you need to inspire you to do what you want to do. I'm that.
I love that. I love that analogy, and it makes so much sense because it just shows that the just the connection between that, and then as well as the future of how you're trying to get to it. So I definitely agree with that. I really like commend you for that. Also, let's shift gears. So I hear you be rapping in these streets. So so what made you want to start rapping, and who introduced you to rap and who introduced you to rap music? Like, how did that journey begin?
Honestly, once again, it was my pops. Like I think that was something that I did to try to build a closer relationship with him, and then
Mm-hmm.
I started liking it for myself. Like I started realizing that like I have a real talent,
Mm-hmm.
could be he rap. You see what I'm saying? So I used to try to align myself with those things, those interests.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but as I did them, I started getting into it myself, and that's what allowed me to blossom into what I do today. And that's why I consider myself an artist. Like period. Like I don't want to be in a box.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's okay to tap into your creativity, no matter the facet, as long as you have the platform to display it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like art brings people together, which once again goes to my purpose, which is me trying to inspire you. So that's really what my music is about. My music is not necessarily, it's just different, it's different avenues we can go. You know what I'm saying? I make music that, for a specific type of person, a specific type of mood at any given time.
Mm-hmm. And where can you like where do you see it going? Like your rap career growing, going like in the near future?
Um, Honestly, I use music to vent. So, and it's
Mm-hmm.
to, it's almost like my journal.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as the music concerned, I only see me really performing at Honeycomb experiences, really. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, cause then it's an exclusive club, you hear my music,
Yeah.
as I put it out, but then it's like, I'm always giving you content.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? With music behind it. Like, I'm not sure if you've seen the last one of the visual, but
Mm-hmm.
that's my song. You see what I'm saying? So now it's like I'm open. I'm just using it to create my visuals. You see what I'm saying? So I'm always gonna. I think that's the avenue I'm gonna go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's definitely in the way that society is going to a digital realm.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people aren't going out. So I need to be able to give you visuals and be able to use my creativity in that sense, along with my ability to create music.
Yeah, and I definitely agree. And I feel like also, like your music, from what I take from it, is more lyrical. And it's
Right,
not as like trendy as you see like all these other rappers that's doing all this other stuff and they talk about the same stuff. I feel like it's more lyrical and it talks about stuff that goes on in real life. And that's what
right,
I like about it.
absolutely, and that's what I try to do. I try to keep it relatable,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of times you are in a situation, and a lot of times people don't relate to you. The people that can help you, you
Mm-hmm.
can't relate to. So how do you make that connection?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I'm able to give a connection because of the fact that I can relate to some of the things you've gone through. I
Yeah.
can relate to things. So now I'm more apt to help you, or you're more apt to want to help yourself because I'm showing you that it's possible.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's true. And so, what is one of your favorite songs that you've recorded, or something that you rapped about that really speaks to you and really represents you in the best light? Like, what song does that that you've recorded brings that out?
Honestly, right now,
Mm-hmm.
Just Fine, and that's on my Lone Fish album. It's on every music platform, period, like YouTube, all that.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a song called Just Fine. And I feel like it actually explains where I'm at now.
Mm.
Like to the T almost. It's almost like I manifested this moment a year ago.
Mm.
But that actually like the song I play it every day. It's just that's what it is.
Okay, so where can we find you for people who want to listen more to your listen more of your music and
Honestly,
wants to follow you?
you can type me in reasons underscore Brown
Mm-hmm.
or articles of reasons. And as far as music, you can just type me in Reasons Brown, Apple Music, Spotify, Title. I'm there. I'm everywhere you need to be or everywhere you want to be.
And so let's shift gears from the music and go into the sports. So,
Okay.
and I just feel like it's so crazy how like you have your hands in all these different pots, and it's just so, and it's so like you're so successful at it. So moving forward, so moving into sports, who involved you into sports, and how did you get into sports?
I mean, sports was always it was just naturally a part of me, just because like things see on TV. Like I always wanted to be Allen Iverson. Like
Mm-hmm.
that was my guy, because I always wasn't the tallest. You know what I'm saying? I always was usually the shortest. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
so just to see him be so small and be so impactful, like have an undeniable like force about himself. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? He really did things his way. So that was definitely somebody I looked up to in terms of just period, like being yourself and doing that. So and he played basketball.
Mm-hmm.
But along with just seeing like people around me, my father, friends, people that I thought were just nice, during camps, things like that. It's like you always want to find something that you can connect to.
Mm-hmm. And I see, so I seen you played basketball. You're at, what is it, Bluefield State,
Yeah, Bluefield
Virginia?
State.
Okay, and how was that experience playing for them?
It was unique, and I say that because I wasn't a traditional student because of the fact that like I should have been done with school, but due
Mm-hmm.
to the term of me going through life and making mistakes and learning from them and to grow to the point where I got an opportunity to kind of relive something I was trying to do a long time ago the right way in
Mm-hmm.
terms of basketball. So Derek Price gave me the opportunity, and I ran with it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that I know I didn't score the most points. I didn't do, I didn't have the most rebounds or anything like that. But just that opportunity opened doors
Yeah.
for things I wanted to do that I'm doing today, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm going to forever try to make sure there's more people like me through
Mm-hmm.
Bluefield State. You know what I'm saying? Just because of that, the moments I had there to make me into who I am, whether it was good or bad, because every moment wasn't good.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and that's one thing it really taught me. You know what I'm saying? It taught me a lot of sacrifice and adjustment. You know what I'm saying? And how mental, like what type of mental fortitude you need to have to complete something.
Mm.
So yeah, definitely.
And I'm glad you touched on that because I was just going to ask you, what did you learn from playing basketball and then working together as a team? And I feel like that's just like those are just life skills that you need going through life. And so
Right.
I'm glad that you touched on that because a lot of people don't have those life skills, and you
They
learn that
don't,
through
and it,
playing
and it,
sports.
and it's gonna hurt the generation. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's less interaction. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? You kind of need to have your kid in the sport now. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
because that's really the only way you outside because everybody's inside watching you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Everything is going to a digital platform. Of course, unless you the honeycomb experience, but that's different. But as far as the youth, but that's also why I'm working on starting a camp in
Mm-hmm.
February. You know what I'm saying? Trying to find like things that children can do and still grow at the same time, get those interactions that they need for
Yeah.
when the world does open back up. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Once things get under control, you know what I'm saying? Things get back into normality as we see it, even though it
Yeah.
might not be normal for people who are just now coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So that way they're already prepared naturally. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like a crash course to life
Yeah.
in a controlled manner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I definitely agree with that, and I'm glad that you're, like I said, like we just discussed, you're starting the camp and you're just teaching kids like social skills because they need
Right.
that moving forward in real life. So I definitely commend you for that. Also, we're gonna shift gears. So we had talked a little bit about it earlier in the beginning of the interview, you being an entrepreneur. I know you said that your dad was a pastor. He was like kind of like running a church is like a business. But tell me some of the things that you're working on moving forward into this next year that you have going on that makes you like the entrepreneur that you are.
Um, First, of course, my brand article of reasons, giving out my, my fashion perspective and, seeing if the people appreciate it the way that, how I see it, how I feel like clothes should be
Mm-hmm.
and functional. But as along with that, I also have the honeycomb experience. And
Mm-hmm.
that's something that's really important to me because I feel like that's the one thing that really allows me to exude my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and impact society as a whole,
Mm-hmm.
and still be exclusive. And I feel like that's important as we, until the world opens back up and things like that. I say it a lot because it's something I feel like people need to be prepared for. They need to be prepared for the shift.
Yeah. So tell me a
You
little
see
bit
what
about.
I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, tell me a little bit for people who don't know what the honeycomb experience is. Just talk a little bit about that and then what you're trying to go with it.
Okay, the Honeycomb Experience is an exclusive club for exclusive people doing exclusive things to impact society. We are truly networking for the culture. So I've pretty much created a social networking platform, mainly to promote African American businesses and things like that. We use fashion, art, music, and food to
Mm-hmm.
create comfortable networking socials to where you can come and be around a room full of opportunity
Mm-hmm.
and an inclusive environment. We give you Rock Nation meets Coachella
Mm-hmm.
vibes. And that's how far I see it. I see it being the Coachella of this side of, what I'm saying, as far as the coasts are concerned,
Mm-hmm.
um, because you never know where it can go. I see us being in the middle of nowhere. Now you got to come to us. We do 4 major events a year, but along with that, we also work on trying to cultivate your mind. So
Mm-hmm.
we also offer like marketing strategies to help you with your business, things that you can do to help you grow,
Mm-hmm.
services, websites, flyers, things like that that you might need. We help you curate events. Let's say you have the grand opening that you want to do. We'll
Mm-hmm.
come in, we'll curate for you, as well as event promotion. And
Mm-hmm.
then we'll add you to the directory as well, because you never know. Because like I said, a lot of times it comes down to who you know. So
Exactly.
we put you on a platform for people to know you.
And I really like commend you for that because a lot of people, especially when you're starting out in a new business and you're trying to get your name out there, you need the support and you need the networking to get people to know who you are and what you're trying to do. So I definitely commend you on that, especially when you're trying to have like a small community of people that's trying to do the same exact thing and they want to share ideas. That's very crucial in trying to build your business. So I definitely commend you on that.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot.
Mm-hmm. So where can we find you if you want to if we want to follow the honeycomb experience and they want to be a part of it?
Um, you can type in the Honeycomb Experience on any platform, YouTube, Instagram. We're actually going to launch a Twitter, start a Twitter account. We might start that the day of the event just so we can get some followers immediately.
Yeah.
And that way we can keep up because I might make that one of the giveaways,
Mm-hmm.
challenges, as far as using the hashtag on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, everything, Honeycomb Experience.
Okay,
Even the
perfect.
website, thehoneycombexperience.com. And that way you can stay abreast of any events we have coming up that's for the community, events that we have helped curate, and some of our clients that we already have, and maybe you might want to be one as well.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely you can do all that there.
Perfect, perfect. And talk a little bit about the event you're having this upcoming weekend. Just a little bit, just a little glimpse.
Okay, so November 13th, you're gonna get it's the yellow carpet affair, you can say. It's called What's in the Honey 2020 because it's the first annual one. We're going to do it every year around this time. So we're going to use food, art, music. So it's one experience, 2 rooms. We have 10 vendors, 5 food, and 5 lifestyle vendors. And when we say lifestyle vendors, I'm talking about your fashion, your cosmetics, those things that help you look good, along with those food things that make you feel good, that replenish your body. So from there, everybody that comes, they get 2 drink tickets. So 2 drinks are on the house. You know what I'm saying? On the honeycomb experience, and we're actually introducing our own drink. So everything that you see there is going to be, you know what I'm saying? Eventually, you're going to see it. Period. That's going to be the honeycomb experience thing. So after we take you from there, you get your art aspect as well. We have 5 wonderful painters coming from different places: Ohio, New York, Greensboro, Durham. And they're going to also give you an experience along with some body painting. So we're going to take the night's definitely going to elevate as it goes forth.
I'm excited for it. I just feel like it's not, especially now, like in this pandemic, we haven't had anything like that this year. So for us to have something like that and be able to network and meet up with people and experience like different vendors and just have different drinks and mingle, I feel like that's really, like, we need that right now, especially what we're going through. So I'm excited for it.
Definitely.
So also I'm gonna shift another gear. So tell me about, like, what's your what has been your views regarding just this year as we've been in this pandemic, also like the Black Lives Matter movement as well as this election. What have been your views on it, and just how have you been going through it, just going through the motions of it?
This year has definitely been it's been a tragedy. Like, I feel like this year has been it's been a lot of hurt. It's been a lot filled with a lot of pain. But I've also feel like it's been a lot of motivation as well, because now, like, in order to grow, you need to be uncomfortable.
Exactly.
So I definitely feel like the people who've been in uncomfortable situations and risen to the occasion, I think they're finding they're going to catch wind. They're going to catch their wave. So I definitely think there is light at the end of the tunnel. But as far as like the Black Lives Matter movement, I think that the only way that is going to be as impactful as it can be is if it stays consistent. It can't every time something arrives, we're trying to rise together. You have to be consistent, and that's how you're respected. You know what I'm saying? You're respected through your consistency. So with that, and then with the whole election, I don't really want to get into that in terms of like the views, but I am glad that we have a new president. I definitely think that was the right step to a better solution. I don't feel like this is necessarily the solution, but I definitely feel like
of course
it was a move to get there. You see what I'm saying? You have to play chess, regardless of your position on the board.
Exactly.
And you have to move accordingly and learn how to maneuver. So everything is just a matter of taking advantage of now, because now things are about to shift. Because you have to think, he really crumbled America. You know what I'm saying? So now, when something is crumbled, you have to rebuild.
Exactly.
So now you getting those new set of pioneers and things like that. Who's going to be the wave that starts almost and that's something I see the Honeycombs experience doing, an entrepreneurial revolution. You know,
I love that.
because like businesses are suffering now. You feel me? Everybody business is not doing good.
Exactly.
But now you have to think, is a platform for you to do what you want to do. Like, we can showcase you. You know what I'm saying? If you have a place of business that may not be, you know what I'm saying? We can shine light on well as impact the mind, like by doing our camp. You
Yeah.
said, and like, so just by doing those things on a continuous basis, you know,
Mm-hmm.
we slowly start a trend. And I feel
Exactly.
can definitely make our part in raising the entrepreneurial rate in years to come.
I definitely agree, and I love that you use that word entrepreneurial revolution, because it's showing that there's like basically we're rebuilding the definition of what an entrepreneur is, and we're coming up with different ways on how changing the narrative of what an entrepreneur is, as well
Right.
as just be more creative on different ways on how to have a successful business, especially during the middle of a pandemic, especially during the time when small businesses are hurting the most. So I definitely
Right.
agree on that. I love that term that you used.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like, quote me on that.
Okay.
Facts. 'Cause it's gonna happen. It's definitely going to happen, and this is the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, because I think people on the edge of their seats. I think people are, whether it's good or bad, people are still trying to get themselves across. You know,
Exactly.
because regardless if we agree with their perspective or not,
Mm-hmm.
there's a point to get themselves out. Because like we're seeing true colors.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So I
Mm-hmm.
want to get the ones who are ready in a impactful, positive manner.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To show their true colors. You know, in an entrepreneurial way.
Yeah, and I definitely agree. I feel like that's how we learn as a group, and that's how we basically, with us learning and trying to figure out new ideas and just new ways on how to cultivate our business. I definitely agree, because we need each other to be able to be successful with one another. So I definitely agree with that.
Absolutely. So
Hmm.
that's definitely the mode. That's the vibe.
So what you have coming up soon for 2021?
We have the camp, and then we're gonna start making announcements for the B sessions as well as our other. Like now, you're going to see our 4 major events in a full calendar year, starting on the 1st.
Mm-hmm.
But so you know, those announcements are gonna come at the event because you
Yeah.
gotta be no, just to protect the information and the exclusivity of the brand.
Mm-hmm.
So, but just know that when those announcements come, you're gonna want to be a part. That's for sure.
Perfect, perfect. So I know I asked you a little bit about this like in the middle and like in the beginning in the middle of the interview, but where can we find you on social media? Where can we find the Honeycomb Experience on social media? Where can we find your music? Like just give that information again for people who are
Um,
excited about
I
it.
think you can type in Reasons Brown. I'm gonna
Hmm.
pop up regardless anywhere. Um, the Honeycomb Experience. Once again, type in the Honeycomb Experience, and
Hmm.
we pop up the website, thehoneycombexperience.com. You can find the update services that we offer, things that we can help you with, as well as our directory. And then anything that you know, as far as the B sessions, who's speaking, things of that nature.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining me today just on our interview. Thank you for just everybody who's been participating and watching the interviews. I know I've been taking a
Absolutely.
little break. Oh, what do you say?
I know. I was just saying, absolutely. Like, it's good that you're doing this,
Oh,
and people.
yes, yes. So yeah, I've been taking a little break because I'm trying to find like really good people to interview. So it's been taking a minute, but I'm glad that I'm starting to get my flow back. Thank you for everybody who's been watching the interviews. I would like to thank Reasons Brown for being on the show again. I hope
Absolutely.
everyone has a great evening, and we'll talk to you later. Okay.